Well, how do that, chums? As I, Captain Steve, and today, chums, I'm just going to be firing up one of my modes. I'll probably go into creative, actually. I might just go in creative and have a little look around, see what we can find in the NMSA hub, and why we're doing so, people. Yeah, I might just speculate a bit on what this worm emoji might mean. Yes, actually, we go normal. We go normal mode. I can always jump into creative, can't I? There's a reason why I'm going into my normal save, and that's because I've got a planet where there's a guaranteed sort of worm spawn. So I want that to come jumping out, and we can talk about that for a bit as well. Well, hello there, yeah boy. First into the house at 07, freaking like a hawk. And freaking ninja. Not even in the game yet. Oh, whoops, whoopsie. Wrong video. Yeah, I need to bring up my live, don't I? So here we go. I just went and hit my little... I'm trying to find it. There we go. I went and hit my shorts thinking that was my live. Just want to check my mic volume is all good and bring up the live chat. There's a delay. So it's... There we are. And the mic's good. You're all good. I can see you there. James MC. We've got Ascended Leaf gameplay in the house as well. Well, hello there, Ascended Leaf. So I am at my settlement at the moment, chums, and it's getting quite large. So let's just give you a little look at my settlement quickly. So look at that. It's actually grown quite large. This was tiny when I first got it. It's still only got something like 22 sort of citizens or something, or 24, something like that. Here you go. If I go hit up the actual flag in the middle, it should tell me where's the bloody middle. There's the bloody middle. Let's head on over to the bloody middle, and I'll show you my actual town status. So this was a C class when I found it, people, and it only had something like 20 citizens. It's now got 24 citizens, but 42% of those 24 are freaking happy. Yes, and the productivity is pretty darn high. I need to get an extra happy face there, because you see this undrinkable water occasionally delivers population loss. Great. Yeah, that's just what you need, isn't it, when you've only got 24 citizens. Right, okay. Anyway, I digress. Let me jump over to my planet where I've got a guaranteed worm spawn, and I can give you the coordinates. So if you do want to come to a worm planet for the worm update, at least you've got one, you know what I mean? So I'm going to be hitting up a few planets, actually, that I think might be relevant to the actual worm update, and giving you my reasons as to why I think it might be relevant. So this first one is a guaranteed worm spawn planet. So we're going to see a giant massive worm shortly after we jump here, people. Now, there's a lot of theories going around that, the other year when we got told, well, when the trailer came out for June, Sean Murray put something out about the June trailer, and not too long after that we got prisms, and sure enough we got worms that now jump out of the ground. So people are thinking perhaps they might fine-tune that, and maybe, like we had the worm trailer with it going through all the desert and stuff, and maybe you can scan and attack that worm. Perhaps that might happen. So I'm seeing a lot of people thinking we may even be able to ride on the worms with rope, just like in June, and actually pet them and things like that. And considering we have had a pet update, and we've had pretty much else happen in the verse recently, we can now get bars for our settlements and dance floors. It does seem to be that we're getting quite a lot of quirky sort of updates. So who knows? They could be right. We could end up just riding worms. That could be what this update is. It might even be Expedition 4. There we go. Here comes the worm. There it goes. It's over there. Fudge it. It jumped over by the portal. There we go. There it goes, though. But there we are. It is a guaranteed worm spawn planet, this. And sometimes it can jump up right next to you. Other times, like it's done here, freaking now that I'm live streaming, there he goes over into the distance. But here you go. If you want this planet coordinates, I put them in the bottom left-hand corner. Now, oh, you can't really see them, can you? There we go. Hopefully you can see those a bit better if I can get them on a darker patch of grass. There we are. I think that'll do. So yeah, this is my Xxiou base. Yeah, well remembered in the chat. Freaking awesome. Yes, I used to give away pet eggs here. The only thing is, can you see the amount of bases that have appeared on this planet now? I get lots of game crashes here on this planet now, so I don't really come to it all that often, apart from maybe to get a picture of a sandworm. I need to find another planet like this myself now. It'd be nice if they could toggle off bases or even comms balls for some areas like hubs and things, just in case you want to go there for a photo opportunity. It can be quite difficult with the amount of bases and the amount of icons that appear everywhere. Anyhow, let's see who we've got in the chat now. We've got a Pyro Winger. Hello there. Hi, Steve. Finally caught a stream. Laugh out loud. Maybe the emoji is for pet worms. Yes, we just discussed that one. It could be. And like you get the flying worms. In fact, I think this planet has flying worms upon it. Let's see if we can spot a flying worm. Flying worms, where are thee? Oh, great. just when I want to show you one, there's none around. Yeah, well, normally this planet also has flying worms, not just flying birds. But yeah, we can't tame those at the moment. I've seen people do it through mods, but I don't think you can do it legit-wise. Anyway, let's head back to my base where I've got a teleporter, and we'll teleport to another wormy type, infested type planet. So yeah, that could be one thing. It might just be around different mechanics for the current worms in game. It could be that we get to hunt them. How cool would it be if you're at your settlement and one of your settlement guys goes, "We're being attacked by a giant worm. We need to go and hunt it down." You know, like in The Mandalorian, where he has to go get the egg from that frickin' rhino beast, or the one where they actually go and hunt a worm. Yeah, like that. That'd be frickin' excellent, wouldn't it? How cool would that be? And you might have to assemble a fire team before it lets you venture out on it because it's frickin' OP or something. That'd be bloody awesome. And maybe it could give you a super rare drop or something, you know, that you can sell to Kronos for shed loads of frickin' nanites or even Quicksilver. That'd be bloody awesome. Yeah, it could be something as simple as that. Who knows? Righto, so next, my bases. Let's go down here. Dilly-dee. And I'm going to go to Infested Nest. Infested Nest. So if you guys watch my channel quite regularly, you'd see that I've already done a speculation video around this idea, which is the idea that I think it's most likely to be in my head. Yeah, I'm not saying it's definitely going to be this, but because of all the way the lore is staged and how the lore is saying that we might be going into the void, and also how we've seen the void creep coming into our universe, so we started seeing all these sort of... It started off with just abandoned buildings, okay? Just little abandoned buildings, a little bit of lore inside of the actual abandoned buildings talking about the realm of glass and being shredded alive and not even knowing about it, and all sorts of other dark, sinister stuff. So yeah, I'm actually at an abandoned building right now, so I'll show you that terminal. So this is what we had originally, was just these sort of abandoned sort of buildings that have got these terminals in. And it had this sort of void creep upon it, like all this sort of, you know, Gungy stuff and things. And then when you actually take this Gungy stuff off, you get a bit of lore. And sometimes that bit of lore can be quite disturbing. Anyhow, before I read the lore, let's have a look what we got here. Oh, we just got $2 from Marcel Barthez. Well, thank you, Marcel Barthez. Very much obliged. Nice one. Thanking you. Okay, let's just scroll up a bit because I've missed quite a lot. Oh, Beeble's in the house. Beeble in the house. Beeble is a fantastic base builder, people. And he's been doing some awesome guides. He always does awesome guides, but he's been doing awesome guides on the new building methods and the new UI and how to understand the layout, how to best utilize it, how to glitch with it, how to blend with it. All sorts of stuff. If you're into building and you want to get better at it, check out Beeblebum Channel because I've learnt a lot there. Not that I've actually implemented any of it, and I've got my own sort of building methods really. I mean, I've tried to do bits. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love to be able to do... He's got this new video out where you can scale anything to any size. Well, not any size, there are limitations, but you can scale things right up big or really small. It's like somebody made a tiny little enclosure for their pet. It looks so adorable, like a little mini base. Very cool. So yeah, go check that out. Very awesome. Coolio? Yeah, I have a base there. Oh, okay. Well, by my Xxiou. Nice one. Coolio. Yeah, we've got Pyrowingo. We've got NCK Gaming in the house as well. Hello there. Awesome. Yep. Yeah, Coolio. I think riding worms is too small. Yeah, I'd be annoyed if it was that simple. Well, I don't think it will be riding worms. Not in the current state that they're in, because they jump out of the ground and they go under the ground. It's just going to look really weird going under the ground on the back of a worm, isn't it? It really will, you know. My cap, rocking a steampunk hat. Yes, heck yes I am. Somewhere around here I also have my harmonica. What's gone missing? Fudging heck. Okay, my missus came and sat next to me the other night and she moved all my stuff. Damn it! My harmonica has gone walkabout and I can't spot my harmonica. I was going to give Marcel Barthez a little bit of a blast on the old harmonica for dropping me $2, but I can't find it. Oh well, you're just going to have to pretend that happened. Right, brilliant, awesome. Fudging git. Okay, yeah, where's it gone? Oh well, no matter. Anyhow, what was I saying? Yeah, we're going to read out this. The oceans here are blood. Nothing lives in them. They are alive themselves. Great protein life forms as large as continents, or perhaps there is only one of them. What does such a thing consume, I ask myself. The answer seems to be everything. I found evidence of a past life here, but no signs of it. Does the native flora and fauna hibernate when it comes to eat them, then return and repopulate once it retreats? I can feel it moving inside my brain, whispering it wants me to discard my suit and swim. Okay, so we've got quite a lot to digest in this. This is quite apt, to be fair. So, you know when you go to the uncharted areas of space, there's no fauna, there's nothing on the land, and when you go to buildings, even like the trading posts, they're abandoned, and some of them have even got slime and all this sort of weird gunk on them, even if it's like a normal building, you know, like one of those outposts or something, or a manufacturing facility. They're all busted up and they've got all this cack in them, and there's no NPCs there whatsoever, no fauna there whatsoever, so it does make you wonder whether it's alluding to those systems. And maybe, if it's saying that we're going to get giant creatures the size of freaking continents, maybe that's going to happen. Maybe we're going to get giant wormy type looking creatures there, or giant beasts the size of the giant worms but different beasts on those sort of planets. I mean, at the moment we've got no rhyme or reason to go to those uncharted systems of space, all the abandoned areas of space. And why are there abandoned stations? They could stick a boss in a freaking abandoned station, heck yes they could. So who knows, maybe they're just talking about more giant mega fauna, kind of what it alludes to in that. Yeah, because that'd be freaking ace, wouldn't it? And apparently once it's gone, all the life comes back. So maybe if we hunt down and kill this giant megafauna, maybe that system won't be uncharted anymore. Maybe it'll become charted again. How cool would that be? You liberate a freaking system. That'd be freaking mental. So there's that. And that's just off of this one piece of lore. So when I'm looking for like update ideas and what the update might bring, I'm always looking at the lore, because the lore is freaking awesome. So I always think that they try to put the ideas for their updates inside of the lore and hide it. You know what I mean? And people come across it and think, oh, I hope that comes in the game one day. And maybe that's why they wrote it. Maybe that's why they wrote it. So who knows? It could happen, is all I'm saying. You know, why bother writing something so majestically awesome as that if it wasn't a game idea at one stage? These could have been people sitting around in the boardroom, hello game, saying that's a lovely idea, that's a lovely idea. And rather than keeping notes around the office, they put them in the game. Oh yeah, how cool. Yeah, at least that's what I think anyway. So a lot of people might be looking. Well, I often look back at I look back at everything, to be fair. Sean Murray's tweets, trailers, freaking interviews that he's done, in-game lore. There could be all sorts that hint at what this update might be, and the speculation all sort of ties in quite nicely. And I think the lore is the best place to look for this sort of stuff. I really do. Righto. Okay, now let's see what we've got. But then, remember like the very first trailers where you've got like the Diplos going down to that watering hole, and there was that rhino that smashes down all the trees. I mean, that could technically be like classed as a megafauna, and that's a scripted event. So Ray Rod, sorry, I always get those two mixed up. Ray Rod, the modder, he actually put out there that that's a scripted event. He found the code for that rhino smashing the trees. And he said, you know, you could apply that to other creatures. You could make this creature here do that same sort of behaviour and go and smash down the undergrowth and chase things and make it more predatory and evil. And that code still survives. And who knows what other scripted events there might be. So right now, people, I am on one of these infested worlds. So the infested worlds, these nest biomes, all this sort of weird stuff that looks like it's from living ships, that can now spawn on any planet type. So you could get, you know, a desert world with all this stuff on, or like this one, this is a lush world with all this stuff on. So it's almost like this planet has got a virus, a worm virus perhaps, because it's spreading like a worm virus. If anybody knows anything about computers and things like that, worm viruses spread. And like I said, we started off with just those abandoned buildings, then we got abandoned stations, abandoned systems, we've got loads of abandoned buildings on all different types, and then we got these nest planets. It's slowly growing, if you see what I mean. So I'm wondering whether we might be able to jump into somewhere to combat this. And the funny thing is, these nest planets, I mean, normally a lush biome won't have a lot of these boundary failures on. But as soon as it becomes a nest planet, it does. You get quite a lot of these boundary failures on these nest planets. They're quite frequent. So I'm wondering whether these nest planets are going to be some sort of gateway into the actual infestation to take us into the void. I think these things are going to activate. So that's why I've got a base here on a nested lush planet right next to one of these boundary failures. Hold on 1 second. There we go. I had a frog in my throat, and hopefully it's in bits now. Righto. So yeah, if you want to come to this planet, if you think that that might be a legit idea, here's the actual portal coordinates for that one. So you can jump on over here, stick a base down, try not to put it too close to mine, but obviously if you want to be near to this boundary failure and you can't find one of your own, but trust me, there's a freaking lot of them. Yeah, just build the opposite direction from where I am, but I don't mind. My base is quite small. I've kept it small on purpose. If you're going to build a base here, build it small on purpose, because I don't want any game crashes when I come back in on the day of the update. That would just be really shite. So yeah, keep them small. Just a simple base. I used Yoda huts because they're the most simplest of objects, heck yes. And they do everything you need anyway. They give you shelter and all that sort of shenanigans. So yeah, all these codes are in Euclid, by the way, people. So yeah, jump on over and stick down a base or whatever. That'd be freaking awesome. Yeah, maybe we can go combat this together or something if it does turn out to be a combat-related update. Wow, okay, well I'm getting quite a lot of freaking things here. Okay, hey bro, please give a shout out. Okay, well your name is, what's that? Gadget Voila! Gadget Voila! Shout out, there you go. Double thumbs up as well for Gadget Voila. There we are. So yeah, a new megafauna and monstrous fauna update for Halloween is plausible. Thank you, Robert Harris. I'd like to think that all these ideas have got some sort of plausibility to them. I'm not just tying them to nothing. You know, we've already got the sandworms in there, and a lot of people are complaining that the actual mechanics of the sandworm, you can't scan them, you can't shoot them, you can't interact with them. They don't even appear on your discoveries list. They feel foundational. They feel like something that needs to be built upon. I mean, if an asteroid can frickin' kill you, then it'd be nice if the sandworm could do the same frickin' thing. I know what I'd rather be taken out by and brag to my friend, yeah, I got killed by a sandworm. Oh, I got hit by a meteorite. What sounds better, you know? Oh, I got hit by a bolt of lightning. Oh, a tornado picked me up and threw me into a building. I died. Getting killed by a sandworm wins hands down. Yeah, so heck yes. So I think it's totally plausible, definitely plausible. Yeah, surely the station override has to come into play. Good point, James MC. Shall we go to a station and have a look at the station core? Let's go and have a look at that. So I've got a theory on this too. You know what? Really, I should change game mode because my theory includes the station override. So let's just quit out of here and let's go into my expedition save. So here we go. Expedition save, which is this one here, community expedition. How much time is remaining? The weird thing is you've got to hover over here. 1 day, it says 1 day. I don't think it is 1 day. Let's just have a quick look at new game and see just how many, if it gives hours now. Time remaining, and it doesn't actually, oh, there's no time limit up there. So I think today could be the final day. Henry Rice has hit us up with an actual time. He says it's going to happen at UTC time 6 a.m. on Monday, apparently, for everywhere. So that's something to put in your little notebooks. Yeah, happy Wild Halloween in advance. Well, thank you, Gadget Walan, much appreciated. Right, so the reason I fired this up is because I've got a station override on this save. Let me just show you the station override, just in case you didn't get one during your expedition. Right, so station override, where are you? There it is. Look at the value of it. It's 256. Now, there used to be 256 different galaxies. Now there's like 254 or something. But 256 in computer language, especially when you put it as 256,000. So the Amiga 1200 had 256,000 colours, and that was linked to it being, I think, 16-bit. I think 256 works out to being 16 megabits or something like that. So it does make you wonder whether there's something in relation to that. And it's just a thing, just a theory that I'm throwing out there. Perhaps it's computer code. Who knows? Righto, so let's head on over to a station. There we go, let's take on off and let's head on out. Ha ha! And we'll pop on over to a station, and from the station, hopefully on my oh, not on this save, I'd have to jump back into another save and do this. I was going to show you an abandoned system, but I could show you how to find an abandoned system, hopefully on this save, but I don't think I've got an economy or conflict scanner installed in this ship, so maybe not. I might just have to jump into another save again. Where the fudge is the station gone? Okay, I can't bloody find the station. I'm looking. Oh, there it is. It's behind all this mess. Alright, fine. Let's go then. Let's go around. Did I pull in the Nexus right by it or something? Arson biscuits. Freaking move, ship. Yeah, it's not going anywhere. Right, let's move the bloody... Ah, there we go. There we are. I was going to move the Nexus out of the way because it was making me go like a freaking snail in toffee. Right, here we go. Let's fire on over here and let's go on in and let's have a look at the station core. Now, the station core is quite interesting for a few reasons. One, it looks freaking awesome. I mean, why make something look freaking awesome if it doesn't do something freaking awesome? So, it's a marvel, isn't it? It's bloody awesome. Now, they have made all the grounds all reflective in here as well. It's kind of... I don't know whether it's not true race racing, because you don't really see all the reflections like of my character model there, not properly, do you? You know, I'm not casting a reflection, yet everything else is. My ship kind of casts I think that's kind of a fake reflection in a roundabout way. But anyway, let's head on over here. Let's go up to here. Yeah, 4, 8, 16, 32. Yeah, there you go, 128, 256. There we go. Nice one. So that's all the computer type code. So I'm wondering whether it's got something to do with computery code. And when you actually look at this thing, when you look at it like this, it's got this translatable text on there. And I think the first line says something like, this bit over here says slumber, and the other bit says, I can't remember what they both say, but basically it kind of means that the AI is currently in slumber mode, and the AI can be awakened. So you're going to be awakening the AI, which sits inside of this. So it's pretty scary stuff, to be fair. And I'm wondering whether that's going to maybe make the Atlas take control of it or something, or even Talamon, like your little droid on the side. The AI in the game is Talamon, this thing on your shoulder. And when you look at that thing on the shoulder, and then you look at that thing up there, they do kind of look like cousins. I mean, they kind of do. Yeah, it's got the same sort of look and feel about it. So I'm wondering whether your AI links into this, and maybe into the Atlas, because the Atlas is helping steer this Talamon that's on your shoulder, the voice that's inside your suit, and maybe linking into this gives it more of an interface to maybe jump the whole station into the void. So every single area of space, its own solar system, has its alternate reality, and you can use this to jump into that alternate reality, and perhaps you get something like 16 minutes or something, because of the 256, 16 bits, 16 minutes, to go and combat, say, all the infestation in the area, maybe, and then you come back into this area, and maybe you get some loot and stuff like that. So it's almost like a raid by using the station. However, a lot of people have said, well, what about this landing pad stuff down the side here? So when you count how many there are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 12 of them. Okay, so if there was 16, I'd say it's probably got a little bit more sense, but there's not. There's 12. And when you look at the actual landing pads out here, there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's only 8. So another theory is maybe the stations are going to get quite a large overhaul, and they're going to grow and end up with 12 landing pads. And if they've got 12 landing pads, perhaps the station override lets you call in a certain ship and spawn it in. So say if there is an exotic ship in this area of space, you could stand here for freaking ages waiting for it. You might be able to use the station override, choose the ship you want to spawn in, and maybe even choose its class, and in it comes. Every time you get a station override, maybe they're just as rare as Rocking Horse Turd. So yeah, I think my idea is a little bit over-engineered, and it's just, you know, me picking stuff out of thin air about this whole station warping into an alternate reality of the area. However, that would explain why we get a lot of travellers up here, wouldn't it? You know, the holographic travellers that we see all the time up in the stations. You know, if the station core is jumping into different realities, and that would explain why we get to see a lot more travellers here rather than down on the planet surfaces and things. It kind of makes sense with their shimmeriness. Heck yes it does. Alternate reality stuff. And they're always talking about alternate realities and things, and so that would make this a decent sort of blending point for those alternate realities, if you get me. Righto, so there's that. Yeah, I think I might have to jump back into another save now. So if we go, quick to mode select, and I'll show you how to find an abandoned station in space. But to be honest, other than it either being sandwormy related, infestation or void related, I'm not too sure else what it could be, unless they go for something completely weird. I'll do this in creative mode. Yeah, creative mode. Yeah, I'll do it in creative mode. Yeah, so it could be, you know, maybe, you know, like Expedition 2, they done the whole Normandy crossover with Mass Effect. Now, we have got the launch of Dune happening towards the end of this month, and they might be doing some sort of crossover for that. We might end up getting some Dune ship, you know, because the ships in Dune look pretty darn freaking sick, to be fair. Or we might get a multi-tool, or something. It might be some sort of expedition based around Dune, and maybe it's got a very sort of worm-esque inference to it. Perhaps they might add in a new type of worm that we can go and attack inside of the expedition. It could be something as simple as that. Anyway, we're going to go fly on out and see if we can find ourselves an abandoned a system. So let me just make sure I've got the scanners I need. Conflict scanner, an economy scanner. If you haven't got these, you can get these up in the Nexus from the ship dude. I think his name's Hyperion in the actual Nexus. The one with this sort of squiddy type face. Hello there, Hyperion. Sweet. Pretty badass in Greek mythology is Hyperion. Look him up, he's looking awesome. So to find an abandoned area of space, once you're inside of the galactic map, okay, so here we go, I'm in the galactic map. I'm just going to go into free roam. Oh, I would do. It's found an anomaly. What's it found? Has it found myself an Atlas station? It's found an Atlas station, people. Yeah, we're not going to bother looking at an Atlas station. I don't think the Atlas has got much to do with worms, to be fair. Unless it's sort of like, 1616 stuff that I was on about. Bring out the expanded map. And you see where it says conflict? We're looking for, like, an unknown sort of entity in there. Like maybe some question marks or no data available or something like that. Now, I tend to find that it's more the green ones that come up with them. The trouble is I've got tinted red glasses on, so I can't see which ones are green, so I might just have to take my glasses down for a sec. There we go. Righto, so green ones, there's a green one, unstable, oh, there we go, I found one. I spotted one, it bounced, it freaking bounced, people. Where's it gone? That's the one. So there's that one there that says data unavailable all the way down. They're the ones that haven't got hardly any life in whatsoever. But these ones, the ones with just a conflict zone of data unavailable, these are the ones that have got the abandoned stations in. So just look for those and jump there. Beeble says, I would prefer not to get any crossovers. Let me just take those down a bit again. Let's have a look, see what he said. I prefer not to get any crossovers to other movies or game universes. I hope they keep staying original and keep it on expanding their own universes and ideas of sci-fi. I am with you on that, totally, Beeble. Yes, I mean, I have got another theory of what this could be, this update, and I'm thinking it could be a massive overhaul which centres around the void and it centres around making sense of these abandoned systems in space. I mean, I know I said about the infestation creep coming in, but then, like on the expeditions we got given new tech inside of our ship to deal with, I'm wondering whether they're going to do that across all saves and we're going to end up with that tech in all of our saves on all of our ships, and maybe they might rework some of the start, the middle, or even the end. They might just give the whole gameplay loop a complete overhaul. This could be update 4.0 is what I'm alluding to, and they've given the worm icon mainly because of there might be a new combat element and a new enemy type there. It's like we've got those, those flesh masks and things from Halloween the previous year. I'm wondering whether they're going to be bringing in a new enemy type that has got that sort of horror look to them, and maybe a little bit like Null and Apollo, because both of them have got weaponized type arms and we can't give those body types to our characters. So maybe they're going to expand on that and make a whole new enemy type. And they've already reworked some of the NPC stuff, haven't they, for settlements. They now go upstairs, they now do a lot more. So who's to say that they might not make the NPCs actually do combat against us in certain facilities? We might come in here and there might be NPCs in here with guns, all horrored up, looking quite organic and machine. I mean, when you look at this, it is a merger of organic and sort of machine. So it could be done. There might be a new enemy type that starts appearing inside of these abandoned systems, and maybe we might get a boss in here or something. You might open one of these doors and you might end up fighting against something a bit bigger. I mean, at the moment these rooms in here are pristine. The Atlas has protected them for some reason. You need an Atlas pass level 3 to get in here, yet you come in here and the stuff that you find is completely pointless. You don't need them at that stage of the game when you got the Atlas pass level 3. So I'm thinking if they do something with these abandoned stations, those rooms over there could contain some sort of X-class modules or something pretty darn freaking sweet or awesome, but they need to have a challenge in here. So maybe have some NPCs that are trying to gun you down, make it super creepy, make them worthwhile visiting, because right now they're just sort of eye candy, and they're not the best eye candy at that because they're all very sort of generic and repetitive and have no sort of rhyme or reason. So I think they might give a little bit of rhyme or reason to these items. And talking about things that seem to be redundant is black holes. Now that we don't have any portal interference, we can go wherever we want. We don't really need to use the black holes. So although they are saying maybe the station lets you get in there, or maybe the failed boundaries let you get in there, another option is black holes. So there's 3 different methods that you could use to enter into the void, or some sort of alternate reality. I mean, it doesn't have to be the void each time. They have mentioned the void, the abyss, and the realm of glass. They could give us 3 alternate realities. One could contain sentinels, like sentinels that we haven't seen before, like the corrupted ones, but even corrupted walkers and corrupted freaking dogs. The other one could contain these sort of new enemy type that I'm on about. And the last, fudge nose, you know? They could do anything. It's got me freaking... It's got me sort of thinking about all these different things that this worm update could be. All this from a poxy worm emoji, people. You see what Sean does? Most companies have to employ a massive, great big marketing campaign and put stuff out there for freaking months. Sean Murray, one emoji. The game developers world over would freaking kill for that level of marketing. And then he's got YouTubers that go around speculating, Redditors that go around speculating, and we do all the community does it all. It's freaking... Sean Murray's a freaking genius. It could be an accidental genius, but the guy's a freaking genius. So there we go. That's pretty much all of my theories and all of my speculation done, people. So that's pretty much everything I want to put out there in the way of speculation and stuff like that. So I haven't really got too much else that I can blather on about. I'm going to take these glasses off so I can read the chat a little bit better. I'm going to catch up on the chat a bit. But I've shown you how to find yourself in abandoned areas of space. And if you haven't got an economy scanner and you can't be asked to do that, I put the coordinates for this station down in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. You can just jump to this one. It's in Euclid. So there you go. If you want an abandoned area of space, come and stick a base here. And then if something happens with these abandoned stations, you've got one. I've got a couple of bases in abandoned systems. Yeah, so there we go. There's also the exotic planets thinking about it as well, isn't there, people? So if I jump into another save quickly, here we go, I'll go back into my normal save. And I've got an abandoned watcher base in my normal save, so let's jump back into there. And yeah, I jumped to an exotic planet that I'm looking at, and it's also got boundary failures on. But they've only got one sort of creature type on, haven't they? So who knows? I can't remember the last time I used an Atlas pass. Exactly, Adam Mac. Derelict space station as in derelict freighters. Yes, they tie in, don't they, Sazable? They could, you know, in those two locked doors, they could have alternate dungeons going off. So you choose which way you want to go off, and that sort of procedurally generates a dungeon, and in there you might get a boss. That sort of thing. So you're probably thinking, where would the boss be, Captain Steve? Yeah, well, that's it. It would procedurally generate a dungeon, and there'd be a bigger room at the end, you know? That's kind of how I envisage it working. There's a couple of ways they could implement it, to be fair. I mean, you know, there's so much they could do. This is an infinite universe, so the ideas potential is infinite as well. So although that I'm going off on one about all this speculation and maybe overhyping, and a lot of people say, Captain Steve, I love your videos, but your speculation and hype stuff, sometimes you overhype things and then we get something that's gimmicky and I feel really let down, not by yourself but by Hello Games or maybe the developers thinking, well, why don't they put some of this stuff in? I'm not a dev, I don't know how hard it is for them to do this stuff, I really don't, but then sometimes you see them put in really complex stuff like the byte beat and stuff like that and you think, wow, or the logic gates and the logic systems, and it does make you think that they can make anything possible and anything happen. They're the makers of dreams. Yeah, that was a quote from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Yeah, but I'm nicking it. Yeah, so it does make you think. They can do quite a lot, but they can't do miracles. I understand that. But let's just keep our fingers crossed for something really substantial. I mean, if you think about it, you've got the living ships, you've got these abandoned areas of space, you've got all the lore from the weekend missions, you've got all the lore that, you know, Greg Buchanan has wrote, the stuff at the abandoned buildings, you've got this slow infestation happening, you've got the Origins artwork and also the Frontiers artwork, that over to the right hand side of that artwork is infested planets that pretty much haven't actually really been in any of the patch notes. So why is it there? Why not just have the settlements right across and Origins, you know, well, Origins did bring the nested planets, to be fair, but they could have put a different planet other than the nested planet with the worm jumping out, because every planet's got them. You know, so it does make you wonder. It does make you wonder if all this stuff is coming to some sort of crescendo and it's going to actually come into the game. I mean, Ariadne went missing, and at the end of all that weekend mission lore, Sean Murray actually at the bottom of the patch notes said there's something still dark or menacing out there. Something in those sort of terms. So he set the tone that something is going to happen, watch this space. Or at least that's how I interpreted it, anyhow. So this is my abandoned watcher base. It's a spider. Yeah, so if you've got arachnophobia, you might want to avert your eyes. Let's put the sun in the sky. There he is. Spider, spider, spider. Quite cute, actually. Yes, I've got a little pet spider. If you keep up my vlogs, he's a little jumping spider. His name is Hubert Cumberdale. He's a lovely little spider. Yeah, he's doing quite well. He has shed his skin once, so he's a little bit bigger, but he's still not very photogenic. And at the moment, he's a little bit... Yeah, he doesn't come out all that often. He's not a very active spider. Unless I spray his enclosure with water, then he comes out and he has a little drink. Let's go down here. I've rarely seen him eat, to be fair. I mean, he must do that in his own time. But here you go. There's another boundary failure here. And these exotic biomes, I really, really hope that they put centralized bosses on. I did a video on centralized bosses. If I can find it, after this video is processed, I'll put a card in the top right corner so you can watch that. There's a concept artist also called Sean. He's freaking awesome, and yeah, he's done these awesome concept pictures. If you do watch that video, hit the video description, you'll see links to all of his information. The guy's freaking awesome at artwork. So here we go, we get these things. At the moment I've completed all the lore here, so I just get error, atlas, error, and then the last thing, they see you. If that was the atlas that sees me, it would say the atlas sees you, or he sees you, or it sees you, or the overseer sees you, something like that. They wouldn't say they. So that's plural, and that's been there for a freaking long time. So I don't know who they are, or who they're alluding to, unless it's something within inside of the boundaries. And a lot of these settlements, a lot of the visitors that we come to our settlements, they actually say, that they came from in between the boundaries, or a few of them have anyway. At least they have for me. Okay, I need to get back up to my spider's head. That's not going to happen, is it? Unless I... no, not reloading my save. That's not going to do the trick. Well, it might do. Let's just reload my autosave. I want to get back to a portal quickly, people. Okay, the void creatures see us. Exactly, Holy. That's kind of my sort of thing on it. And do you remember when Artemis went missing? Artemis went missing between portals and got stuck between the two boundaries of the portals. And the area of space they were in, they got chased by something like 12 sentinelized weird creatures that he couldn't really explain. He mentioned them of having crystals embedded in them, or fragments of glass. So, who knows? They could be working with that. There's so much lore, like I keep saying, so much lore that alludes to that there's something going on. So we've got a new visitor to our settlement now. Let's see if it's one of the visitors that comes with a warning. We'll see what they say. Let's have a quick look-see. Now, I am making another video series on my settlement and how my settlement's progressing. I've got one video unlisted and I'm still making one to where I've got to now. Technically, this section would be in there, but who cares? Right, okay, here we go. Undrinkable... Oh, it removes undrinkable water. I saw undrinkable water. I didn't read this at the bottom. Engineer recently arrived at the settlement, has a request the attention of an overseer. They claim a great deal of experience as a musician. Brilliant. That should up... Oh, population growth, but hopefully it makes them a little bit happier as well. I would love to hear your music. Yes, I guess I would. But then again, how do you hear your music? You have no ears. Okay, there we go. Let's do that. Oh, he's got some recesses. Maybe they're ears. Lovely jubbly. We've got him at our base. Okay, cool. Our base just got prettier, didn't it? Okay, so let's go to view settlement status. It's still a B class. We've now got 28 citizens, and we've got rid of the evil water, and we've got equal where it comes to productivity and equal happiness. I like that balance. That's cool. And these are the sort of commodities I'm getting each day. Not the best. Wouldn't it be cool, though, if the more citizens you've got, so maybe I've got 28, so wouldn't it be nice if I learnt maybe 3 words per day each time I come down to my settlement? That would help people learn the lingo of their preferred race, wouldn't it? That'd be pretty darn sweet. Just a little few extra things. It's like we've got colossal archives. Why not have a mini archive inside of your actual base, somewhere where you can go and learn some lore, or even read back the lore that you've actually found in game? So you go there, you hit up the lore console, and you can flip through. You could have the abandoned archive lore. You could have like the traveler's lore, and at least you can read it through, or the plaque lore. So it gets people out there vested in reading the lore a little bit more. Wouldn't it be cool if they did some little drawings or some concept art to go with it or something, so it looked like a little book with all the lore in? Oh, that'd be awesome! Oh, I wish I could go work at Hello Games for a freaking month. I really do. That'd be freaking awesome. Even if it was a contracting position, just for ideas, and then they can kick me out the door, make me sign an NDA to say you can't say what you saw in here. This is Willy Wonka's chocolate factory scenario. Yeah, I'd be up for that, I guess. Just remember not to forget to press that nice one, the like button. Well, thank you for the reminder there. Cheers. Yeah, even though you can't see the ratios. I've turned off the ratios because when I'm live streaming, if I see that I've got a troll hitting me, sometimes it can upset my mood a little. Yes. So I don't like to see it. So yeah, it's fine. Coolio, but yeah, it's there in the background. It still counts as analytics. So smash a like, and hopefully that gets it out there. But here we go. That's all of the speculation I've got for you, all the ideas I've got for you, and I hope that it's something that contains some of that. But then again, I'm always excited for whatever Hello Games do. Whatever Hello Games put out there, it's still content. It's still something that I thoroughly look forward to and get excited about. And the only reason I do all the speculation and things is because I know that's why Hello Games stick out those emojis. They put out these emojis because they know this is what happens. They know about the hype train. They've even said that they need to have an actual area inside of maybe the Reddit for hype train speculation. They like the fact that we speculate. They like seeing what we guess at. They've said it countless times. So, well, not countless, I'm over-exaggerating there. But there we are. It's all part and parcel in the fun of No Man's Sky, or at least it is mine. I really enjoy doing speculation. I like doing hype videos because people could see this and think, you know what, even if that stuff doesn't come in, I'm still going to jump into the game and I'm going to check it out, because they've probably seen what I've been doing out here, running around settlements. They've seen a giant sandworm in this video. They can see that it's got potential to bring anything into the verse, because we are getting stuff that if you took an actual video of what we've got now and showed it to people 5 years ago when No Man's Sky released, they'd be like, that's not the same game. It's freaking immense what we've got now. So yeah, I love doing these sort of videos. I like doing ideas videos. I like doing the speculation videos. And I know that some people, it makes them feel, it didn't meet their expectations. Don't set it as expectation. This is just speculation. It's very easy to set your expectations too high based off of hype. I get that. But just keep it based in reality. Look at what Hello Games have already done and make your own logic check and think, these are nice ideas, but will they happen? It'd be nice if they happened, but they probably won't. And that's kind of how I go about it. Even though I'm speculating on it, this is what's happening in my head. This is putting my thoughts out there on the screen. That's all I'm doing. So that's it. Anyhow, people, I'm going to end off, but it's been a fantastic morning with you all, and I hope it's got you excited, because that's the whole idea of this, is to get you excited and get you thinking, awesome, there's a new update on the horizon. That's pretty much it, and it also gets you thinking. If you've got different ideas, please put them in the video comments, because I love reading your own ideas. That'd be freaking awesome. So yeah. Take care, everyone. I'm going to be having a great weekend. Well, what's left of it. I'm going to go visit my old pa. It's his birthday on the old Wednesday. But yeah, we're going to give him his presents today, me and my brothers. And I don't see my brothers that often, so it'd be nice to do a family catch-up. So that's what I'm doing today, people. Anyway, hope you have a good one. Goodbye, all. Take care. Goodbye, goodbye, and goodbye again. There's the button. That's the button. Yes, I got the right button. Have a good one, everyone. Nice one. Cheery binds.